Easy, people. Okay, I'm going to show you how I came up with that. The camera ran out. It was about half an hour it took me, but the camera ran out before. Well, not the camera, anyway, never mind. So I'm going to look for the sample, and I like that sample. I like some of the movements in it. To tell the truth, I just wanted to create something to show for people how you can make something in the Force, because somebody was asking, how do you do a full production? So I've got this. One of the main things, what differs between the MPC-X and the Live is the way that you slice on here. I'm going to manually slice this. A good advantageous, well, I think it's advantageous, is that you can quickly chop something here, and then when you've done the drum program, you can go back to the slicer and re-slice if you need to, which is slightly different than the MPC-X or Live. Anyway, what I'm doing here is I'm just going to roughly manually do it. You don't have to do this. I'm just like manual. So I've got the thing there. I press play, cue, and then just hit it in points. Then I'm just going to convert that. Right, blam. I'm going to make my own pattern, so it doesn't really matter about creating events. I'm going to get rid of this audio clip that was automatically created because it was completely blank. So I'm going to just delete that audio clip because I don't need it. Right. So then shift clip gets me into edit, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to position myself with launch and note so that anything I do I can record when I'm ready to go. So I've got my samples. Right. So normally you could edit it from there, but here's where the advantage is. If I go back to sample, edit, and I press on the bottom pad, hopefully you can see this. This one is pad. Now if I convert the pad, it's now showing me exactly what's on this drum program. So even though I'm in sample edit, I've got more manipulation over that because I've got the manipulation of these samples in context. So if I do screen, that gives me all of the options. So I can do fine, I can do massive ones, I can go back and forth through it, zoom in and out. I've got control over everything there, and I'm in sample edit. There's another thing that I didn't show in here, well, I'll show slightly later on when we'll get further on. And that's about loops and how you can fix loops. So this is me just getting to different points here to say, yeah, does that work? Because I don't know what I'm going to make. I just know that if I get bits what sound punchy to me, something will come. So I'm going, yeah, that's one. Does that sound right? Yeah, it does. Love is here to stay. So, I'm thinking, does that want to go into two parts? But I'm thinking probably not. I don't think so. That seems fine. Yeah, that seems fine. I was thinking, should I split that up? But no, I think that's fine, actually. So I'm thinking, this is another technique that I can use as well. This one's really good. And what you do is you use the play cue as a slice cue. So I'll go here and then I can say, I could do a slice here, but I'm going to think, does anything need splitting up? And then I'm thinking, no, it doesn't. So I might as well keep it moving. Is that fine? Let me have a look. So that needs fixing. So I'm using fine here, but truthfully I could have used coarse. Doesn't really matter. I just want to get the idea and that'll be alright. But I'm just going through it saying, do I like that? Do I like it? Yeah. I like them tones. Yeah. I think I like the little chords in the background. I'm hearing like a melody kind of thing. So let me play on it. Is anything coming? Something musical. And I'm thinking, oh yeah, that kind of makes a little melody. And let's see. Tell you what, I'm going to get rid of the vocals here. So this is good again. There's a guy called Tube Digger who does a really great explanation about the filters. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to filter this. This was what popped up. I didn't even realize I can flatten pad. So that's something I could have used, but I don't need that now. But it was just like, oh, right, flatten pad. I'll remember that. So I'm going to get all of them because I'm going to filter all of these parts down. I'm not going to do it, and the reason why I'm doing it on the drum program as opposed to on the channel is because it leaves me more options to use different effects in addition to this, which I'm using for the filter. What I'm going to use now is I'm going to use the LFO to affect the filter. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to modulate the cutoff, the actual filter cutoff by the LFO. So let me go back and dip this more. That's better. And I'm going to add a bit of resonance, I think. Just a little bit of it. So you can probably hear a kind of wow wow sound, and that's what I kind of liked. So you can hear less of his voice, but that's all right because I know when I get some drums down, it'll be all right. So let's get this down. I think I've got an idea of something. I was going to start with drums, but I've said, no. The best idea, this is me personally, I like starting with whatever the sample is and the music parts and then adding the drums because then the drums don't dictate how that rhythm works. The rhythm dictates how the drums work to it. In my mind, that's how I think it works. Probably end up doing the drum beat that I come up with in my head anyway, but... So what I'm doing here now is I'm just doing loads of different versions of the kind of idea that I have, and I'm just doing a load because if I hear something, it's a happy accident. Because like I say, I'm not going to take a lot of time thinking about it. I'm just going to go blam. So let's see what I like here. Yeah, that sounds all right. Another thing what I did is I reduce the quantize but bring up the swing so that anything that I kind of slightly miss, it's going to kind of put back in the time, but at the same time it's loose, so it's like I'm getting the groove without any like really out there notes. So I like this. I like that. It's got like 2 changes to it. Yeah, I'm feeling that. So let me think. What else? One thing that I'm not quite keen on. I don't like the gaps. I want it to kind of flow more. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go and I'm going to change some of them like pads to not be one shot. I'm going to convert it so that it's like a note on, so it's giving me the full envelope. So this one I want to kind of extend so it keeps playing in a loop. They're all still in the mute loop, so they're all cutting each other off, but this one's going to be like extended. And how do I do that? Well, just like I say, you go to where the modulation is and switch that to note on. So there's two types in there at the moment. There's loop forward and loop reverse, and there's a bi-directional loop. So I think the first one seemed all right to me, so I might just go with that. Yeah, that's all right. Okay, so now I need to just find the note that it was on, and I'm going to use that to extend it. So I select that, but do you know what? I selected the wrong one. That's not even the one. So, but now I'm thinking about it, I do want that one extended as well, but I'll go to this first one. Where is it? Yeah, there we go. That one. So what I'm going to do is I've got all of them selected, and I'll get this set end and move the set end out. So now that's longer. So it's going to go today. It's not long enough. So let me just get that piece again and extend that out further so that's matching. Okay, I'm liking that. So I'm not keen on them gaps. I want it to be all fluid. So I'm going to do the same with this as well. I'll go there and I'll make that note on. And yeah, I'll make that loop. That loop seems a bit fast to me. I'm thinking maybe I could slow it down maybe a bit. That's a bit slower. Yeah, no. So, oh, sorry. Yeah. So sometimes just even warping the odd pad, the here and there, can make something like fit the groove a little better. So I'm going the wrong way now. Actually, faster is slower. I always get it mixed up. Faster is slower because this song is 85 BPM. So now I just need to extend them. So I'll just extend them out. Where is it? Oh yeah, that's it. There we go. Okay, so I'm liking that. Yeah. I think that's alright. To the end. Yeah, that works for me. Alright, so let's get some drums up in here. Load. Do you know what? I'm going to go to expansions and get one of the expansion kits. Again, one of these things where I don't really spend a lot of time thinking about it because I know I can fix them later. On this tune, I'm just going to use what's here just to show that with a bit of compression and messing about, you can make something sound better. So right, so okay, I'm gonna record that then. Here we go. Again, I'm gonna just take time and full length, just so that it's got a bit more movement in it. But as you probably can notice now, my drum pattern is matching the sample as opposed to me making the sample match the drums. Yeah, so that's fine to me. Let's get some hi-hats grooving on it. And like I said, I just keep the quantize really loose, not off, because I don't agree with that off thing. But if you like that, the choice is yours. I always like a bit quantized. I like things to kind of gel a little. So, is there anything else I can add in here? Is there anything? Now, another thing I do, whenever I'm using samples, I like to find the key of that sample. Because I got the kit, the drum kit, actually the drum kits usually tell you what key it is. So I've made my own little key finder thing here, which is a piano. And I've shown you in previous videos how you can make your own preset. So I'll just look for track preset. I'll try and see if I can bring it up here somewhere. So I want to find the key for that. So a better way for me to do that is to make it chromatic so that I've got all of the keyboard. And then what I can do is I can just play the tune and try and match it. So I know it's that. I know it's either sharp or flat. There it is. There it is. So all I need to do now is make that pink one, i.e. the root, that same thing as da. So keep going. Can't go any further. That means it's going to be the sharp. So there it is. So that's right. So let me go back to scale. And I've said before on previous videos, if it sounds happy, it's probably major. If it's moody, it's minor. Now, what that means is anything from the plugins is going to work in key. Any sample, as long as I put that in key, is going to work in key to that, to what that sample is. So now I can add other instruments. As something what I think I haven't shown, I can't remember if I've shown it yet. I haven't shown it yet, is the loop cloud. If you've got loop cloud or you've got splice. I don't know about splice because I don't use splice, but if you've got loop cloud or you've got samples, there's a way you can get samples to work in key to this. I mean, additional samples, like, so if you've got guitar riffs or something like that. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to use the rest of this kit by just finding the bits and making them match the key. I get a bit chefy on tunes sometimes and like to use every little bone and piece of it. So whenever I'm using these kits, I don't even know what the sounds are, but I'm going to say, let me see if I can use any bits of these sounds. So they're like, it's like maybe making soup bones out of the rest of it. I've got the chicken, which is a kick in the snare and hi-hats and that lot. And then now the soup bones are the little bits. And again, sometimes coming up with ideas is just do them. I'm not taking that much. I'm saying, is that something I can use? I'm looking at it. Does it work? I don't know. Does it work? It doesn't seem to work, but let me see. And then I get to a point where I go, I don't know. I don't know if it's working. And if it takes too long, do you know what? Then it's all right. Just leave it. It's not something I can always come back to it. I think a lot of the times it's about getting the body of an idea down. You get the body of an idea down. If it feels good, you know it's something you want to work with. Otherwise, if you spend a load of time working on a track, what can happen is you value the track even though if you don't like it because you spent a lot of time on it. So it's best, I believe, to just work on a track. Does it work? Yes. If it doesn't, move on. Get another one. So I'm like, yeah, I kind of like this. Is there anything that I can use out of this? I don't know. So what's this? So I don't know what that was. Oh, this would be interesting. And what's good is, as soon as you get one thing in key, you can start using it to match everything else in key. So what I decided is I might as well just do the whole kit, just in case if there's anything here I'm going to use. And I haven't, you know, like I said, I just wanted to keep this to like half an hour. If you've got an M50, that's what I'm using to film this on. It seems they only work for half an hour. What I might start trying to do is just do them live. There's a thing called Sparkle Cam, and that's meant to be good for that. Anyway, I digress. Let's see. I like that, you see. So we've got something here. So what I could do is I could copy all of that, get that and copy it into little places over there. But because we're on the Akai Force, we've got something even better. I can press Shift and edit. And now, because that's in key, it's got its own key group now. So now I've got a sample that's in key. And as I've shown in another previous video, I'll try and see if I can remember to put the links up in this. But in a previous video, I've shown you how I could have that so that's all in time by changing that to a patch phrase. So wherever I play it, it would be in time. But I ain't bothered because I was saying, yeah, it's good. Let's be quick. We're just getting something groovy and quick here. So I'll play that in. I'm feeling that. See, a melody came to me and I was like, is there a way I can do it? And then I thought, no, I'll have to chop it. And I want to keep this quite short. So, yeah. So now I was trying to work out, well, this is all in key, but I realized after a bit, it's playing the whole sample. What I would have to do to do the little melody that I wanted to, I'd have to chop it up. And then I just thought, no, I'll just leave it because I could be here all day. Here's with that as well, because that's got nothing. Da, da, da. So I could do that. So I'm thinking, yeah, I could do that. Let me copy that. Oh yeah, it's not there. Yeah, because I'm using launch, aren't I? So I'll copy it. There. Okay. So da 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 da. So I was gonna go da da da. And so I'm trying to find it, but and then I think, no, that's not going to work because it's just a chord. So I can't really do that, but maybe I could do something else. So is there any other keys that this chord works in? It does, but I don't know. I can hear it in my mind. That's what sometimes can happen. You can hear something in your mind and then you just want to hear it in your ears, but sometimes it comes, sometimes it doesn't. I can hear it. Da 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 no. And then I realised why, because it's a chord. So it would never work. Because it's not in that scale. It might be in the key, but it's not in the scale. Oh well, never mind. The little bit works, so I'm going to add the first one in, and then maybe I can look at something else. So that works for me. So what I'll do is I'll copy that, so that I've got that as a change. I think that works. So I like that. I'm going to copy that and do some more notes. Get rid of that stuff. I'm not using it. So I'll add that there. There's no, where I've added it is arbitrary. I could have added it right next to them. It's only just for me to make a mental note. In fact, I could have changed the colours of them notes as well, but it doesn't really matter. As long as you've got ears, you can kind of do it, do you know what I mean? There we go. Yeah, so basically that's the body of that tune. The only things what I didn't do on here was about 10 minutes after the actual camera limit ran out was I sidechained it and compressed the kick and snares to make them a bit more bassy and beefy. But like I said, this is just a rough idea of how I do something from beginning to end. I might do some other genres. So, yeah, I hope this has been helpful to you. Don't forget to like and subscribe.